So, Episode 4 of Peacemaker doesn't just move the story forward. It reaches back 35 years into the past, and maybe even deeper into the DC Multiverse than anyone expected. Welcome to Niche Bits, I'm Echo, and today I'm recapping what went down in Episode 4 of Peacemaker. From eagle hunting to possibly fifth-dimensional imps, and even the roots of the DC Multiverse itself. 35 years ago, we see a young Chris, his brother Keith, and their father, Auggie Smith, out hunting in the woods. When Auggie spots movement, he fires, only to reveal a strange, wounded creature carrying an even stranger-looking device. As the creature begs for its life, Keith tells Auggie to stop. But in classic White Dragon fashion, Auggie pulls the trigger anyway and slaps his son for being soft. Chris notices where the creature was headed, and that's where they find the quantum unfolding chamber for the first time. This scene doesn't just add lore, it suggests that all of Auggie's tech might have come from the other doors in that chamber. And here's a juicy timeline note. If Superman landed on Earth 3 decades ago, and this episode begins 35 years ago, that means Peacemaker is at least 5 to 10 years older than the Man of Steel. Fast forward to the present. Argus is on its way to Chris's house. In the van, we get a mix of familiar and new faces. Now, I forgot to explain this last time. We meet Sasha Bordeaux, who first appeared in Detective Comics number 751 back in December 2000. Red and Langston are original characters created for the series. The group bickers on the road. Judo Master is still salty about Economos crashing his car and hitting him with a tire iron last season, while Economos tells everyone how Fleury made jokes about Sasha. It's a small moment, but it highlights how messy this strike team really is. Meanwhile, after coming back from the other Earth, Chris notices the bullet holes in his ceiling and the damaged furniture from Eagly's fight with the infiltration team. Just as he's about to feed Eagly, he gets a text from Economos warning him that Argus is about to raid his house. With no time to spare, he digs through his boxes and finds the same strange device from 35 years ago. Argus storms into his house just as he escapes into the woods. There, he collides with Judo Master, who accuses him of killing the butterflies and promises not to let him destroy the world. Their fight escalates until they tumble off a cliff, with Chris landing on top of Judo. Elsewhere, Red takes aim at Eagly, only for Economos to shove him into a rock. That moment leaves Red half convinced that Eagly might be a primal eagle, whether that's his delusion or clever foreshadowing. It's hard to say. Chris calls Leota for a quick pickup. When she arrives, he tells her to drive to Settlers Hills and calls Adrian Chase to bring a door and hinges. He then gets a call from Economos, who explains he's been asked to open the lock to Chris's portal. Leota asks what the deal with the portal is anyway, so he tells her everything from meeting Auggie and Keith on the other Earth. She dismisses it as trauma, but he insists that everything was real. Arriving at Settlers Hills, Chris sets up the device inside the cabin. The machine activates, warping the environment just as Economos unlocks the door. But the doorway immediately collapses, forcibly closing the portal at his house and leaving everyone on the Argus team furious. Flag Sr. is informed about the mission's failure and immediately asks for the current location of Harcourt. Meanwhile, Harcourt is on her own arc, spending her nights fighting behind bars and looking bruised. She gets a visit from Flag, and they reminisce about how Flag injured his back, a cool hint at the Creature Commando's fight with Clayface. On her way out, she learns Amanda Waller had blacklisted her from every intelligence agencies. Flag offers her a way back in, but involves bringing in Peacemaker. Back at the cabin, Chris admits he wants to go back to the other Earth. Leota pushes back, stating that everything on the other side might be an illusion. But Chris blames his entire situation on a cosmic mistake, as Leota argues that running there won't fix his problems. But Chris feels hopeless. He decides his only shot at closure is to reach out to Harcourt one last time, and they set a meeting point. At the same time, Red performs a ritual to track down Eagly, using his newly opened third eye from the fall. Flag and Harcourt prepare to move as she gets ready to capture Chris. All the pieces are now in place for a massive clash in Episode 5. This episode isn't just about action, it's about choices. How far will Flag Sr. go to avenge his son? Is it better for Chris to face reality or escape into a fantasy world? The show makes it clear that every choice comes with blood, pain, and consequences. Now, let's talk about that strange-looking creature from the opening. My theory? I think it might have been an imp, which has direct ties to the fifth dimension. In DC Comics, imps aren't just throwaway creatures. Characters like Mxyzptlk and Bat-Mite show that these beings are part of a larger fifth dimension mythos. Then there's the device itself, which resembles Grant Morrison's map of the multiverse. And when it comes to the multiverse, the Golden Age planted the first seeds of parallel Earths. Back then, heroes like Superman, Batman, Wonder Woman, Flash, and Green Lantern formed the Justice Society of America on what would later be called Earth 2. By the Silver Age, DC introduced updated versions of these heroes on Earth 1, forming the Justice League. The two worlds were officially connected in Flash of Two Worlds, when Barry Allen met Jay Garrick, linking the Golden Age JSA to the Silver Age Justice League and cementing the idea of a shared multiverse. Episode 4 masterfully blends violence, grief, and cosmic mysteries. Chris is caught between guilt and denial. Harcourt is tempted by redemption, and Flag Sr. is consumed by vengeance. And at the center of it all, a machine that might be tied to the multiverse itself. That's my full recap of Peacemaker Season 1, Episode 4. Now I want to hear from you. Do you think the creature was really an imp? And is Peacemaker secretly becoming the DCU's doorway to the multiverse? Drop your thoughts below. And if you enjoyed this breakdown, consider subscribing to Niche Bits. We cover every comic, every film, and the hidden stories waiting to be told, breaking it all down one bit at a time. I'll see you in the next one.